Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast. NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB Chokes Edition. And now we got a gentleman right over here who will always make sure he looks at his feet just so he won't go over and get a safety. Here's Douglas.
I'm confused, dude, but check this out. I got my little golf pen for Happy Gilmore 2. What a movie. Did you gents get to watch Happy Gilmore 2?
No, I did not watch it.
I have not watched it yet. I heard mixed reviews, but mainly good reviews.
Dude, it was great, man. Especially if you like YouTube golf like I've been into, it was amazing if you're like a YouTube golf fan. And like Eminem was in it, so we got some Detroit love. The cameos were insane. Great time.
Yes.
The only thing is Bob Barker's not in it though, so what the heck?
All right, yeah, Bob Barker.
That would have been hard to put him in it.
Yeah. Fun fact, I will say, gentlemen, my stepfather Pat was on The Price is Right a long time ago.
That's pretty cool. Do you know who else was on The Price is Right too?
What?
I just saw this Jesse from Breaking Bad. It's a video of him on The Price is Right too. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I have my stepfather there, and I even told him there, it was like, because he was gonna go and get a piano. That was his prize, and I was like, "You did not care for that piano, Pat." And he was like, "Yeah."
You want a piano?
He won a piano and $500.
That's impressive. I assume he sold the piano unless he still has it.
He gave it to his brother. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even.
Yeah.
Did Bob Barker sign it for him at least?
I don't know if he signed. Bob
Yeah, that's good. If you're on The Price is Right in this day and age, like, hey, Drew Carey, I just won this dirt bike. Can you sign it for me or something like that?
For sure.
But anyway, and now we got a gentleman right over here who will always remember it could be worse because we used to have Deshaun Kaiser as a quarterback. Here's Chris.
Yeah, from Deshaun Kaiser to Deshaun Watson. Let's go. From 1-16 to 0-17, even better. The Cleveland Browns.
Do you have any thoughts on the Haslam commenting on Arch Manning? You guys gonna tank for Arch Manning? Tank for Arch.
Did Haslam say he doesn't want to tank for Arch Manning?
The owner does not want to tank, but you guys should just tank for Arch, bro. He's the savior. Another Manning going to Cleveland. That would be epic. What a story.
Yes.
It would be for us to tank this season. I mean, right now with our quarterback room, I'm not sure what we're doing. Well, I kind of have a gist of what we're doing, but as who our starter is going to be. But right now, the Cleveland Browns over under for this season for wins is 4.5. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are taking the under on that. So if we have 3 or 4 wins on this season, we might have a very good chance of. Well, Arch Manning's probably going to be number 1 overall, so we might not get him, but at least we'll have a good draft pick. But I don't want to tank this season. Hopefully, Shedeur Sanders is the answer to all of our prayers.
I can't wait for next week when I'm like, oh, it's going to be some ones for the Brownies.
And they'll still be ahead of the Cowboys somehow. It'll be amazing.
Really? We just got
you guys got to play the Eagles twice this year. Don't forget it.
And you got to play against the Ravens this year, Chris.
Yeah, we got to play
against. Forget it.
Yeah,
we got to play against the Ravens this year. So we're playing twice a year.
The Lions' schedule is terrible this year, dude. The Lions' schedule we have to play, I think, at Philadelphia. Like I think we play in Baltimore. Like we got a rough schedule. We got a rough one.
We got a rough one, gentlemen. But
so from the first seed down to maybe hopefully top 7.
10-7 is looking realistic, man.
But anyway, I guess we should probably talk about like something serious, that happened a couple days ago. And I guess we probably have to talk about our thoughts. The shooting that happened in the NFL headquarters this couple days ago. It's very tragic. 4 people have passed away from that. Gentlemen, do you have any thoughts and about what has happened in that situation right there?
Well, it was in the building where the NFL headquarters are. Did he did not go inside to that type of. He didn't reach the NFL headquarters, gotcha.
No, he did not reach the NFL headquarters.
I mean, right off the rip, it's very sad. Condolences to the friends, families, and loved ones of the fallen. I don't have too many thoughts on it.
Yeah. I mean, same. Like Chris said, really just condolences, man. It's sad how often this type of thing happens. And
yeah,
obviously covering sports, this is related to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we probably have to discuss it because that's pretty much it.
I follow this one page on Facebook. Well, I follow multiple pages, but the one is called NFL Memes. And it's a terrible Facebook page. Like I don't know who orchestrates this page, but they're all over the place, and they're all about clickbait. And they're like, oh, when the shooting happened, they're like, oh, former football star shoots up NFL headquarters. Just so you can click on it, see who the NFL or not the NFL.
That's
who the football star is, and to see like what happened in the NFL headquarters. One, it didn't reach the NFL headquarters. Two, this guy he was a high school football star, but did not reach the collegiate level. Well, he might have maybe like
no, he only played high school and that was it. He never played college.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so he was and so I don't understand why he's mad. Like, it's just like it's such a tragedy and such a sad. I just feel like it's just like makes me feel like a lot. And it's also sad because like one of the police officers died. Literally had 2 children. His wife was pregnant with a third. It's just like really sad in that sense. Like, in that situation. And I guess maybe I don't know what the best to say. I guess on this one is always like, please, people, like if you're going to that dark place, seek some help, talk to people. You know what I mean? It's better to just talk.
I listen every day to and from work. Well, on the days I work in the office, I listen to a sports radio, and it wasn't for this shooting. It was for another shooting. It happened here in Ohio. 3 cops got ambushed. One of them died. But they go on to call the radio show hosts. They go on to call this guy, the shooter, a complete loser. And I completely agree. Like, you might have mental issues. You might have hard times at a job or at school or with your family, but don't ever put your hardships on someone else or other people.
And I will always say, it wasn't even
pulling a trigger. You're a loser.
Yeah, and I do agree. And it wasn't even like these are just employees. Like, how is this like? You know what I mean? It's just like if you got mad at us, you know what I mean, about like the problems of the NFL. It's like we're a bunch of schmucks. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yes, but anyway, figured I wanted to get that out of the way since this was probably the big news of this week in the NFL. But in the lighthearted note, I guess we're going to talk about teams, the years of the choke.
So just to clarify, our goal here is to pick the statistically worst season since the year 2000 in each of the 4 major sports.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
we're going to try to find the ultimate chokes. So this is the opposite when we were talking about our GOATs.
So which of the top 4 or the 4 major sports, which one are we going to start with here?
I mean, should we go like the one that has least amount of wins to most wins? So like the 0-16 teams can start us off.
All right, the NFL, let's do it. Here we go.
All right, we'll do the NFL. I would like to pick a random team. It was kind of funny. I was like researching this. Actually, even ChatGPT gave me some pointers, but it was like, wait a minute, you didn't pick one team that was not on the list. Not even in the dishonorable mentions here.
Dishonorable mentions, not even honorable mentions. Dishonorable mentions.
We got to call it dishonorable mentions. And I want to put in the 2007 Miami Dolphins, who went 1-15.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Why they're so bad. This team was so bad. This is the year after they fired Nick Saban, because that was like, people always forget Nick Saban actually was once an NFL head coach. Didn't do great. But they had 4 people had legal troubles in that season, and they only won 1 game, and this was the infamous game. They won 1. There was 1 game where they literally lost November 26th at Heinz Field against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went to I do believe they did not go to overtime. Let me check. Did they go to overtime in that game? But it was 3-0.
3-0.
Nice.
Stu, the thing I always appreciate about your takes is like I think me and Chris go more just on-field performance, but you'll pull in all avenues. You're like disgruntled head coach, this happened. This was the politics of the time. This is why this team is the worst. Legal trouble. I like it. I like the thoroughness. It's not just about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmy and Joe's right still.
Yes. So funny enough, so there was a rain delay in that game. There's actually a funny story. So Urinating Tree did a video about the greatest game, and I mean the greatest game, the worst game ever, where Pittsburgh scored a field goal, I believe in the last second. It was about 17 seconds left of the fourth quarter. A 24-yard field goal.
What game was this?
It was a Dolphins versus
the
Steelers
one game
game.
that they won.
The one game they lost, actually. It was one of the games, and it was such an abysmal game.
So this is one of the games that the Dolphins lost, not even won?
Yeah.
Well, why does that even matter? We're talking about a team, let's talk about the one game that they won, if we're going to talk about a one-win team.
All right. They beat the final game. Actually, it was not the final game.
Not even the final game. At least mention the Cleveland Browns. The 1-16 Cleveland Browns is a Christmas Eve miracle that they beat the Los Angeles Chargers or the San Diego Chargers.
That was my second dishonorable mention.
Okay, well, it was a Christmas miracle. We won it. We beat the Chargers
in the final game. You could have gone it, and
it was not the final game. It was Christmas Eve.
But still, I still laugh at it when Hugh Jackson said, "What's going to happen if you go 1-15 or 1-16?"
I mean, he jumped in Lake Erie.
He literally said that's not going to happen. We're not going 1-15. We're not going 1-15. He was right, though, right?
I mean, he went 0-16.
You said he was not going 1-15. Am I not wrong?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, that was my second dishonorable mention because I feel like that 2016 Brownies. I know we can talk about the 2017 Brownies, but golly, only one game. You had the worst coach ever in Hugh Jackson. Literally, the guy went 3-33 before they fired him after the third year. Why did they keep him, Chris? Was Jimmy Haslam that cheap?
Who knows?
Because you have a great owner, right? And Jimmy Haslam. He has never done anything wrong. He has never done anything bad. Never once. Never did any drafting wrong.
Well, sir, hey, how about we focus on the teams individually, not the franchises?
All right.
We can talk about the Browns if we want to do a Browns episode, we can do a 15 to 20-minute episode about the Cleveland Browns. I'd be more than happy to discuss that. But we're here to focus on an individual team from an individual year about them choking or them being a terrible team.
All right.
I'm not trying to be mad about it, Stu. Because like I said, we always talk about the Browns, how they're absolute garbage. Jimmy Haslam, they're terrible getting Deshaun Watson. But we're here to focus on, the worst.
I will say those are my two dishonorable mentions for my picks for the. It's not the obvious 0-16 years.
Can I read a tweet? This is just kind of a funny one because I was just doing some research here. And this was when the Pistons were in the midst of their last season when they lost 28 straight games. So it didn't end up happening. But according to this post, if the Pistons would have kept up the pace, they could have had the worst 21st century team in the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, and the MLB. All four, we could have the single worst seasons because the Pistons were on pace to go 6-76. The Lions went 0-16. At the time, the Tigers had the worst in 2000. They went 43-119, and the Red Wings in 2020 went 17-49-5. So we literally, if the Pistons didn't mess it up, we would have had the worst sport by record in all four sports. But now the Rockies and the White Sox have outdone the Tigers, thankfully.
I will say that might be my dishonorable mention for the NBA. That was my pick. So those are my two picks. I just wanted to go off the rails, the non-0-16 teams. Those are my two picks.
So your two picks are the 1-15 Miami Dolphins and the 1-15 Cleveland Browns?
Yes.
Those are just the dishonorable mentions, right?
Okay.
Those are I will say I want to put those in my dishonorable mentions and my picks. For me,
it's 1A, 1B. It's the Lions and the Browns.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go 0-16. I know other teams might be slightly worse statistically. But if you can't win a game, it's the NFL, usually a dumb bounce happens your way. to have it go. I mean, and for the Browns, 1-31 over 2 years, unbelievable futility.
Hey, we're talking about one team, not the franchise.
I mean that's why I am definitely. I mean, it would be. I mean, it would be good to just maybe say combine them into two, the 2016 and 2017
into one team. I mean, hey,
yeah.
I mean it's the same coach. Yeah, actually, I read it was pretty much the same team minus a few players. So it was pretty much like the same.
Maybe we just do worst stretch. Can we change it to worst stretch so I can do the Pistons 28-game losing streak last year?
Yes.
When I was doing this research, I was trying to find individual teams like from 1 year.
Yeah.
No. All these websites and references and databases, they kept saying, "Oh well, you know, the Cleveland Browns are the worst team since 2000." I'm like, yeah, I know we're the worst team since 2000 overall. We have the worst winning record, of course. But eventually I found, and yeah, I agree with you right there, Doug. You know, 1A, 1B, but the 1A being the worst team since 2000 is the 2008 Detroit Lions. 1B is the 2017 Cleveland Browns. I'm not saying that because I am biased towards the Cleveland Browns. I'm saying it because I did read somewhere that the Browns actually had 6 or 7 games within single digit that they could have won like 5 or 6 games in the 2017 season. Whereas the Detroit Lions, they're getting blown out left and right. They had Dan Orlovsky running out of the back of the end zone, and that's what. That's what Stuart referenced when he introduced Doug.
So do you know how bad this team was? We were 30th in offense, 32nd in defense.
You know
the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Detroit Lions are the worst, and then the Cleveland Browns are right next.
Don't worry, Chris. We turned it around next year. We went 2-14. A 2-30. Yeah, let's go, Detroit, baby.
Yeah, I will.
Then we got Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson, and we still couldn't win a playoff game. What an era!
Wow.
I mean, here's the
Dominican Sue, Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, all these superstars, and they still have the Cowboys cheat them out of a playoff win.
But how dare you? Also, I will tell you this. Here's the fun statistical fact, Douglas. For that 08 Lions game, you know how many preseason games did the Lions win?
Stu, everybody knows they went 4-0.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing. They went 4-0 in the preseason.
Well, we only started 5 different quarterbacks that year. Like, I don't know what we're doing.
I mean,
Calvin. Oh, we had Calvin Johnson. That was his rookie year. Second year as a pro was his 0-16. Wow. I don't know why he retired early, boys.
Yes.
Puts up 1,000 yards on an 0-16 team.
Let's put it this way. Oh, Charles, man, that guy did not last long in the NFL. I'm a 4 years. Jordan Days, Kevin Smith.
Dude, losing takes a mental toll. That's for sure, man. It wrecks you mentally.
Like, I'm looking at all these losses. Oh my God, Tennessee Titans, you got blown out. How's it? Yeah. Oh yeah, this was the year that not Reggie. Oh, Vince Young was playing, right? He was the quarterback for the Titans.
Yeah, he might have been.
That's a good question. Did they play against the Browns? They did not play against the Browns. I am sorry to let you know. But you did get curb stomped twice against the Packers. So
this is a fun stat, I think. So the 2009 Rams were 1-15, and their only win was against the Detroit Lions.
Great.
Dang it!
I remember there was one game in 2011, and it was like the Rams. They did not win one game, and literally, me and my dad went to that game, the Browns game. And they got a win against the Browns. No. Didn't win none. It was like 12-0, and they got their first win against Cleveland.
So, fun fact for the 2008 Detroit Lions: technically, the Lions did play the Browns, but it was in the preseason, and the Lions won 26-6. Actually, fun fact: this is a good one. So, 2008 Detroit Lions 0-16, 2017 Cleveland Browns 0-16 as well. Both teams in the preseason went 4-0, and then lose all 16 regular season games.
Don't win 4-0, baby.
You know,
I mean, this.
You love to hear it.
But
I mean, I remember I watched every game that year too. Every single one.
2017 Cleveland Browns. We lost to the Detroit Lions 38-24 in the Motor City. So good. Hats off to the Lions.
Heck yeah, guys. Heck yeah, man.
I will say for the Dolphins too, just put in the devil's advocate, they did go 2-2 in the preseason.
Nice.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, I just want to put it.
It would have been better if they went 4-0, so it went along with my fun fact. But
yeah, hey, look at that. Oh, I think that was the same year that the Patriots went 17-0, right? Or like 19-0.
You mean 17-1?
Yeah, they got 17-1. Yeah,
lost to the New York Giants. Oh, what year was that? I have no idea.
2007-2008 season.
Was it? Okay. Oh wow.
All right, Stu. I have a transition here for you. Do you trust the process?
Ooh.
I do.
Stuart gets that transition.
I do trust the process. Are you talking?
I think the process might be the worst NBA team of this millennium.
Oh my! Are you talking about the 76ers?
I'm reading about them right now, and I'm like, yeah, dude. I remember how bad this team was, and then like all the memes that came from the trust the process thing too. Like they're just like, I feel like too, like for this category becoming like a meme. Like it'd be fun to include the Toronto Maple Leafs, but like they keep making the playoffs, so you can't. But it's like fun when you can also associate just an absolute troll of a process for it too.
Yes,
so,
that is honestly
that team is actually one of my top 2 or bottom 2 of all time. Well, of all time, meaning since 2000 in the NBA, which is the Doug. I assume you're talking about the 2015-2016 Philadelphia 76ers, right?
That is the one.
Who finished the season 10-72.
10-72.
Even though they had the number 1 overall pick, I'm pretty sure his number 1 overall pick, Joel.
Well, yeah, they had Joel Embiid, but he had to sit out the year.
Yeah, he was sidelined the entire season.
They had Jahlil Okafor. I remember him coming out of college. I thought he was a pretty hyped up guy. Like he was a higher draft pick, I'm pretty sure.
Bust. He turned out to be a bust.
Yeah, he was the third. He was the third pick out of Duke, and he didn't really go very far there.
Oh my God, that is on. I mean, I know we can talk about we might pick the Browns, we might pick the Lions. Could we have a good discussion on the 76ers being totally trash? Like that's
I mean, I think the thing that makes me laugh about them is like, so you have the Houston Astros who the process worked for. Like they were terrible. I was just seeing the 2013 team was 51-111, but now they've been elite contenders for about 10, 12 years at least. Like they've been just every year they're in the mix. They're in the playoffs. They've won a World Series or two. Granted, there's some, but like it never panned out for the Sixers. And now they signed Paul George and they're going to tank again. It's like, why can't this team figure it out? Do whatever the Eagles are doing. Go there and be like, how did you trust the process and lead us to these 2 glorious Super Bowls? Why can't we even do anything? Why are we such a terrible franchise?
Because the 76ers and Sam Hinkie is always right.
Dude, these Sixers in 2011, 2012, man, they had an 18-game losing streak to start the season. That's the longest in NBA history. Let's see.
All right. Could I do my pick for my NBA team? And it's a team that you love, and it's your heart, Douglas. Last year's Pistons.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, the 28-game losing streak definitely warrants a mention.
I mean, I know they came back and they made a postseason. They won a playoff game, but that 28 playoff losses was pretty abysmal.
I mean,
that's the franchise, though, Stu. You keep getting hooked on the franchise.
But I mean, abysmal for a team.
Yeah, but it's a franchise.
It was hard to watch because I think the hardest part for that one for me was everybody thought that we'd be pretty decent. Like me and my brother-in-law going into the season, like, yeah, dude, like we made some nice signings. Like we might be a borderline play-in team. Like we didn't have like high expectations, but like Cade Cunningham keeps developing. We loved everybody loved the Pistons draft. They got Jalen Duren and they got Cade Cunningham, obviously, but that was a few years ago. And then they got Jaden Ivey as well. And we're like, dude, these dudes are going to take off. And then they started off 2-2. And we laughed about this because one of the players was like, man, we felt like we had it. And then boom, 28 straight L's, I'm pretty sure. They started off like 500 and right there.
You know, it's kind of funny. Wasn't it like Wingstop was trying to be like, hey, Pistons fans, if the Pistons win a game, we're gonna get you some free chicken wings.
I don't remember that.
Yes, they literally. And it was
this
right
is last season.
last season.
Yeah.
I think it was either November or December, and they were doing a promotion for Pistons fans. If they win, they get free chicken wings at Wingstop.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough time, bro.
Wait, did the Pistons? Did I hear you guys correct? They had a 28-game losing streak last season.
Not last season, last season.
Yes.
Like not the year they just made the playoffs. The year before that.
I was gonna say, there's no way they made the playoffs with a 28-game losing streak under their cap.
I mean,
dude, the Tigers are about to win their division. They played the worst 2-week baseball I have ever seen in my life. Like I tried to watch like 4 or 5 games. And I just turned it off. I said, "This is terrible. I can't even stomach it." I would turn on the game. I'd be like, "All right, cool. The Tigers on." And by the time I turned it on, 4 minutes in, we were down 5-0. Like, all right, turning this right back off and gonna go on with my day.
I would have an easy transition into our next sport, but I don't think we're done with the NBA just yet.
Oh, I would have had, and also it was hilarious when the ownership, when they think they got to the 20th or 21st loss, he's like, "Just want to let you know, I know Pistons fans are disappointed, but trust the process. Everything's fine. Nothing's going wrong. Everything is doing okay." And it's like, it's kind of. I wonder if the captains of the Titanic said that after the ship sank, right? Everything's fine.
I need to get this out there because this dude, and I apologize to your father in advance because it wasn't him, but there's our coach last year, Monty, bro. What a joke! What a goddamn joke, Stu. This man, like that was the single worst thing the Pistons have probably done was having that coach. They thought they got somebody good.
I thought you guys had JB Bickerstaff.
We do this year, and he was in the contention for coach of the year.
Oh, you're talking about last year, not this.
Yeah,
not this past season, but 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so we were so desperate. We offered this guy the most money in NBA history, like $64 million guaranteed to this coach. Because we're like, that's how we were like, we're close. We're just like a coach away. $64 million.
Oh my God.
And he comes in, he didn't want to be there. He had no interest in coaching. He literally just took it because we threw so much money at him. He didn't play anybody right. He didn't do lineups right. He didn't want to be there. But he said, "You guys are going to give me that much money to go coach? Whatever, dude. He'll show up and I'll scribble something on a clipboard."
Yeah, right.
It's going to be trash.
On my
I just watched a video on this team. Like they were playing terrible lineups. They weren't playing their rookie like Jaden Ivey, who I just mentioned. He wouldn't play him. He had him as a backup. Like he literally got fired and got paid $64 million to coach one season and go on a 28-game losing streak. This man, if I wasn't a Detroit Pistons fan, I would say he's a genius. But to me, that's ridiculous.
That man's a genius.
Like honestly, the ownership deserves it, bro. Eat that $64 million and get out of here. Like get us some play.
I'm telling you, Douglas, if you had to go to I'm trying to think, Sheboygan, Wisconsin, or something like that. I'm trying to think like the Charlotte Hornets, and it's like, Douglas, we're gonna pay you like $10 million. You know, we think you're great. Wouldn't you say yes? You're like, honey, sorry, we're taking the kids. We're going to Charlotte, baby.
You know, Stu, I mean, 100%. Like, if I was like, nah, dude, like, I'm pretty happy here. And somebody's like, yeah, dude, we'll make you the highest paid in history. And you're like, really? Like, I didn't want to do this. Like, I'm kind of just wanting to go down and watch my son play high school ball. Like, I'm kind of good, bro. Like, I won coach of the year a couple years ago. Like, I'm all right. But no, they just kept offering him more money and more money, Stu. Until eventually it was the biggest contract in history. And I'm glad that the ownership had to eat that contract because that was terrible. It was terrible.
Also, I felt like the ownership last year was getting drunk in games. I felt like he kind of looked like he was like being boozy. I'm just saying.
I don't know, Stu. He's a character, man.
He was a character.
But we're finally back in contention. The Detroit sports are in the best spot they've been in a very long time. I think we'll eventually get a champion here and something. We'll eventually win another championship, maybe this millennium.
All right. So we got our two Christopher, do you have any other dishonorables?
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, my number one is the 2011-2012 Philadelphia 76ers. Just kidding. It's not 2011-2012. It was the 2015-2016 Philadelphia 76ers. The worst team of this millennium since 2011-2012 Charlotte Bobcats.
That's a good one.
There was a lockout, so they only played 66 games. In those 66 games, they only won 7 games, meaning they lost 59 games. And I always think about, they had 16 games because there's 82 games in a season. They played 66. If they were to play the full 82, there's 16 that they missed. Would they have won 3 out of those 16? Because like we said, those Philadelphia 76ers, 2015, 2016, they were 10-72. So would the Bobcats of Charlotte won 3 more to make it 10-72, or win only 2 more to make it 9-73? But it's a lockout season. So statistically, this team 7-59, 2011, 2012 Charlotte Bobcats, worst winning percentage of all time in NBA history. So
yeah, but I feel like the lockout is probably the one thing that does hurt its chances right now in the choking, because it didn't get to like the full petas of suctitude in this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, completely agree.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm reading it right now. The leading score for the 11-12 Charlotte Bobcats at 15.1 points a game. That is
15 points.
And the top, and here's even a worse statistic. Their top rebounder, 5.8 rebounds a game. Like most teams, their top rebounder should be getting 8, 9, maybe even double digits for rebounds, depending on if you have another guy who rebounds. But yeah, at least 8 or 9 rebounds a game. But yeah, that was a terrible thing.
Ooh, should we do? Okay, John. Before we get to the next one, should we do our top 2 ranked choice voting on who we should end to the next round of the choking of chokes?
Wait, what? What was the question?
I mean, the top 2 of who do you think who should advance to the choking of chokes of the NBA teams?
Who are 1A, 1B of the NBA?
Yes, I got my 1A.
Well, share with the class, dude. Don't keep secrets.
Yeah.
It's your Pistons, number 1. I'm going for the Pistons. Just
so
because.
What year were those Pistons? You guys said 2 years ago, so that'd be 2000.
It was last year.
For 2022, 2023?
Yeah.
Last year, bro.
Last year, bro.
Figure it out.
2023, 2024, 2024, 2025.
No, the other one.
2023, 2024.
Because when you guys say last year, you guys know the most current NBA season is over, right?
No, I know.
So it would be last season. I'm like, no, these Detroit Pistons, they made the playoffs. They played the number 1 seed, the Boston Celtics. I thought they were going to pull it out.
No,
like, why are you guys saying last season?
2023, 2024 season.
Yeah.
I'm picking for that's my number 1.
All right, Stu. I'll go the 15, 16, 76ers, and I'll go the Pistons too.
Oh, I'll go Pistons. I might go 76ers too. So what do you think, Christopher?
I don't really care what my top 2 are, but it seems like we all agree on the 2015-2016 Philadelphia 76ers. It doesn't matter. They're just the worst of since 2000, I'd say.
All right.
What was the record? I don't think we mentioned the record for the 2023-2024 Pistons. What was that record?
Probably like 12-70 roughly. I don't know.
Oh, okay, so not too far from the 10-72.
I got you.
I mean, that's a pretty bad one. All righty. Now we got our choice.
Oh, they ended up getting all the way to 17. Wait, no, those wrong.
All right. We got our chokes for the
14 and 16.
MLB.
14-68. Okay, so that's 4 games better than the 15-16 Philadelphia 76ers.
All right.
Yeah.
We got a couple teams. We're gonna go NHL this time, and I had to pick another one. Douglas, you might hate me. I got to do another Red Wings. I'm sorry, Douglas.
You're really picking the Red Wings? Oh.
Yes, I'm picking, and not just any Red Wings. Not last year's Red Wings. Not last year's. The year before Red Wings. I'm picking the 2019-2020 Detroit Red Wings, where they went 17, 49, and 5.
All right, fair enough. Wow.
They got eliminated. Okay, before the pandemic shut down the league, there was only one team that was eliminated before March. The Detroit Red Wings.
You know, you love to hear it, Stu. I love being playing for records.
Yes. Now, Douglas, do you have any thoughts or disagreements about the worst Red Wings probably in the last 25 years?
No, I mean that one's pretty easy. I'm gonna stay with the category of Red Wings hate, I suppose. Not Red Wings hate, Red Wings love Stu. I think the worst season, I'm going to go with the 2016-2017 Colorado Avalanche.
Oh!
No. It's more of a bias thing. If we're shitting on the Red Wings, I'm going to just give it to our rivals. We'll call it. We'll say they sucked.
Oh, my God.
But I think also the Atlanta Thrashers would probably be my actual pick.
Yeah.
There we go. Heck yeah. Is that the 1999-2000 Atlanta Thrashers, Mr. Doug?
I believe so. So let me pull my list here.
I mean, that's a pretty bad. I mean, you know it's so bad that a few years later. Yeah, it's so bad, Douglas. The Thrashers are definitely in a. The team was so bad they had to move them to Winnipeg.
You know
that says something. You know, I mean, I know the Brownies went 0-16. I know the Lions went 0-16. I guess the Brownies went 0-17. But has a team been so bad they had to move to a different city?
Mm-hmm.
That says something.
For some reason, I love the Atlanta Thrashers logo. I don't know. It looks like a little hurricane or tornado, and then you got whatever that creature is. Looks like a buzzard or some sort of eagle or hawk.
But hear me out also, gentlemen. In the year of the pandemic, for that 2019-2020 season, they allowed a lot of teams to make it to a postseason. There's a lot of teams, 24 teams, played in that postseason.
What year was it?
2019, 2020, during the pandemic. Hear me out. Wings did not make it. Out of 24 people, 32 teams, 8 teams did not make it. Who was dead last? Wings.
You know, Stu, here's the thing. Does the pandemic year really count? Does it really count? Like, we were clearly going to turn it around. We were going to do what the Blues did and go from worst to first, win the Stanley Cup. The pandemic cut our opportunity short.
Nope.
We're going to have the greatest trade deadline of all time. It's going to be a huge trade deadline where we're going to get all of the best players. We're going to get Sidney Crosby for pennies on the dollar.
Nope. Also, just want to let you know, you were eliminated before the league shut down.
Stu, okay.
You're not wrong. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I don't really have a defense for that. We're going to turn it around, though.
You're going to turn it around from dead last to second to dead last.
Eliminated to playoffs.
See, that's the reason I didn't pick the 2019-2020 Detroit Red Wings, because they played 71 games. They had 11 that they missed out on. Could they have won, 3 more games to make them have a small, better winning percentage than the 2023-2024 San Jose Sharks, who I picked as my second worst NHL team since 2000? Because I think the Red Wings could have done it. They could have probably finished their record 20-49 and whatever the other it would have been.
No. I had so much confidence in that team. I'm sure we would have.
That team was awful. But anyway, I think we should argue, Douglas. Why do you think the Thrashers?
Stu, I don't have anything. I didn't do it like
the Thrashers' worst winning percentage in the NHL since 2020, or not since 2020, but since 2000.
I mean, there's a good chance too that it is the Red Wings too. Okay, so
So why would it not be the Thrashers?
Yes, Stu.
That's a good question. I mean, it does say a lot that even before the shutdown, that the Red Wings were already eliminated. That does.
I mean, it's not like the Thrashers had a shutdown, so that can't be comparable though.
So so the Thrashers had a negative 143 differential to the Red Wings negative 123.
Yeah.
Well, what's the winning percentage? Because they are the 2 worst. So
the winning percentage for the Thrashers is 238. The Red Wings is 275. But the Red Wings also played 11 less games than the 1999-2000 Thrashers, which is why I'm going with the Thrashers as the worst.
Oh, so I mentioned the Avalanche there, and they have the 4th worst record here. So that's not bad.
Yeah,
that was in the ballpark.
It's just funny that looking at these stats and these records of the bottom 20, that the San Jose Sharks have 2 of the top 5 worst teams since 2000.
That is wild.
I mean, it does.
But we're not talking about franchises here. We're talking about individual teams. So I can't say too much about that.
I mean,
even though those were back-to-back teams looking at it, it was the 2023-2024 San Jose Sharks, and then this past season, 2024-2025 San Jose Sharks. So it should have been the same team pretty much. They probably dropped a few people, signed a few people. But yeah, it has to be the Thrashers overall the worst.
I mean, that is definitely a good sign. Like, you were not good enough that you got traded out. Ooh, could I have a good one? The 2016-2017. Oh, I think about it. Arizona Coyotes. The Arizona
Avalanche. I said that one.
Yeah, I would have picked the. What about the Coyotes?
Coyotes, where are they? Let's see on this list. Oh, so 2014, 2015.
Yes.
24 wins, 50 losses, and 8 overtime losses.
I mean, that could be a good one to put this right there in the art of the chokes.
Well, I mean, that entire franchise is a choke job since they moved to wherever they go. Oh, that's right, to Utah. For the Utah
What a great success, right?
What?
Yeah. But anyway, we should probably pick who's our top two of the chokes.
I think we've been talking about the same teams pretty much over and over. I know Doug picked the Colorado Avalanche, but I think, Stu, you and I have been going between the Red Wings and
I'd probably say after further review, the Thrashers and the Wings.
All right, there we go. I think we're all agreeing with the Thrashers and the Wings.
I know the Thrashers, it took them 9 more years until 2010 when they moved out to Winnipeg, but that says a lot.
Yeah. Well,
that says a lot that they move a team out. I mean, granted, like, you couldn't get the fan base in Atlanta to do it, but now.
Yeah, well, I got a transition for you, Stu. I had mentioned the Detroit Red Wings earlier, losing like 12 of 13 and looking abysmal. I have some bad news. What? In the year 2003, the Red Wings were also abysmal, Stu. And they're my 1B probably of worst team. They're in the top 3, no doubt about it. Maybe the worst. But the Detroit Tigers, you're going to be the second Detroit team, third Detroit team to make my list here, fourth Detroit team to make my list here.
Man, why is he trapping on all the Detroit teams?
Represented. This is amazing. Shout out to Detroit. Unbelievable. Thank you, Tigers, for making it 4 for 4 for the Detroit sports making it in here.
Man, there's a great joke on one of the YouTubers. It's like, man, if you had a coma in like 2003, 2004, and you just like woke up 20 years later and you're like, wait a minute, the Lions are good and the Pistons are trash now?
Yeah.
Detroit.
And the Red Wings are trash now?
The Red Wings one would be the hardest one to swallow. That one would make no sense. If you're sitting there in like 2003 and you've just won like 3 Stanley Cups and you have all the best players and no salary cap and the world is like, you're in the middle of hockey town. And like, yeah, you're not going to make the playoffs for 10 straight years. Yzerman's the GM, and he really hasn't done anything for you. And here we are. 10 straight years and no playoffs.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, did the Stevie Yzerman, Chris Chelios, whoever all the greats were from that era from the Red Wings? Did the Red Wings organization think that since Stevie Yzerman was such a great player, that he was going to transition to be an amazing GM or something? Like,
so he was the GM in Tampa, and he set up their dynasty.
Yeah, honestly,
too casual over here.
Yeah, I mean, he drafted Akina Kucherov.
He drafted most of the dudes for Tampa's like 2 straight Stanley Cups, but then right before they won them, he left and came to Detroit. So he didn't get to win any cups for them, but he like basically was like, "Here you go, I'm going to go back to Detroit."
Yes, and I mean.
So he had a great resume coming into Hockey Town.
Well, that's why people thought he would fix it. Is he literally like created like this perfect archetype for like a Stanley Cup champ? I was like, "That's Detroit. Give us 3 years." Here we are 5 years later and no playoffs.
Yeah, but to be fair, that year, I mean, that team was bad, but it wasn't Stevie Yzerman's fault. That was
it's still
that was Ken Holland's fault. To be fair,
we're right at that point where it's like we really need to at least sneak in the next year. We just signed a new goalie, which is pretty exciting, which maybe will help us out. they made some little tweaks that I think that we're going to get back into the playoffs. But time will tell, man. Time will tell. They've been a little bit of a choke job here for a whole decade now.
A whole decade indeed. Now, we should probably start transition to. You got the Tigers. You picked
the Tigers. Yeah, that's where we're going. The Tigers are the worst.
Okay, I know the Tigers are pretty bad, but I want to have two teams that I.
What year was this Tigers?
The 03 Tigers, and they had 2 more wins than the White Sox last year.
Yes. I am going to go with my transition to last year's Chicago White Sox.
Not a bad choice. That's my 1A, 1B probably.
Yes.
The Rockies are on like high alert. Like they're on high alert. Like they better get a little bit hot here because they're like literally their winning percentages between the Red Wings and the White Sox and the Tigers. I mean, they're going to maybe wind up at like 42, 41 wins right in that same neck of the woods.
Like, look at the White Sox had the worst record in all of MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, all of MLB of all time.
Not of all time. Like, there was a team, the Cleveland Spiders, I think, in like 1890. They only won 30.
Part of the Negro League.
Yeah, only won 30 games, I do believe.
But still.
No.
It's pretty
worst
bad.
Worst of the modern era, no doubt.
Like, honestly.
Yeah, the White Sox, they're my top worst team. I put them, 1A being the worst. And then 1B was being this year's Colorado Rockies. So the Rockies, they played 107 games. That means, they play 162. That means they have 55 games. And they're at 28 wins. You guys think they could win 13 or 14 more games to get past 41, past 42?
See, their winning percentage suggests that they probably will get to about 42.
Yeah.
So I'm having a tough time with that though, because I think they're worse than that. I think they'll be at like 38 wins. Like I don't have any confidence in them. They play against the Dodgers, Padres, Giants.
Yes. Like it is crazy to think about. So I'm looking at their win percentages right now in the American League. Chicago went 1-6 in Baltimore, 3-4 in Boston. Cleveland was 5-8. Detroit 3-10.
Wait, what is this? What are these records?
This is when they played against. So in the regular season, in their division, just all the teams in the American League, 2-4 against Houston, 1-12 against Kansas City, 1-12 against Minnesota.
You hate to hear it still.
Look at this. They did not win one game against the Rangers.
I mean, the Rangers, I think, didn't the Rangers, who won the World Series last? No, it was the Dodgers. That's right.
Yeah, the year before, But,
That's a pretty and literally in the National League, I'm looking at LA 0-3, Mets 0-3,
Well, Stu, you have the worst record of all time. You're probably going to lose to a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Wait a second, guys.
They didn't even win.
If we look at this,
against
the Lions
Chicago.
lost 16 straight games in 2008.
0-1, 0-1, 0-2, 0-2.
They didn't win one game against the Cubbies. Not one game. They lost all games against the Cubs.
Weren't the Cubs pretty decent?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Cubs had a pretty good record last year.
Yeah, but they owned. I'm just saying, welcome to Chicago, owned by the Chicago Cubs and against the White Sox.
Obviously, since they won the World Series, it's definitely a big old Cubbies town again.
Yeah, I honestly am going to say this, Douglas. Oh, I think the White Sox are worse than the Tigers. 2003.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, winning percentage. Yeah, because Doug said that the Tigers had 43 wins.
Well, and that Tigers team too, they were in the World Series 3 years later. So there were some talent there early on, but there were a lot of rookies and
Did they still have Verlander on that team?
He was right around there. I don't know if he was that year or he came the year after.
Okay, this is the crazy fact. Stats: average for baseball, the best player for their team. I looked it up on Wikipedia's. 273.
That's that.
Not one player was above 300.
Yeah, that makes sense. Today's day and age, though, there's not many players hitting above 300.
But still.
Yeah, I would like to see. Last or this season, we still have 50, right around 55 games left in the season. Who's batting over 300? How many players?
Yeah, that would be cool to know. Yeah, how many? I would like to know that actually.
Yeah. So, Christopher, I guess I should ask, who is your dishonorable choices for this?
So, I already told you guys my bottom two of the two starting since 2000. Bottom two MLB 2024 Chicago White Sox,
obviously,
followed by this year's Colorado Rockies.
So, Stu, how many players do you think last season hit above 300 in the entire MLB?
I like this. That's what podcasts are made of.
27.
8.
Ooh!
Wow.
8 out of what? 32 baseball teams? Or
I wonder if we compare it to like the steroid era of the 90s, like how many?
Well, we're not comparing that.
Yes, I mean
2000 and above.
That's pretty wild, though. I would have imagined about 25 to 30. But like only 8 players, and that's not just in like the AL. That's the entire MLB. That's pretty good stat.
And then was it last year or 2 years ago when they had the pitch clock instated?
Yeah.
So maybe that had to do something with batting averages. Batters are getting rushed to the plate. They don't want to get a strike.
Well, and I also think that they like changed the baseball slightly, like from year to year. Like if they're hitting a ton of home runs, then they'll like make the balls a little bit different. So they stay in the park more, and then the pitchers do better. And there's like this rotation of evolution where it's like pitchers start to dominate, the MLB adjusts, and the hitter takes off again. And then, but it's kind of fun though, even in this like batting average. I think part of it is like people doing this launch angle hitting too. So it's like people only trying to hit for home runs, but then like if you miss it, you miss it. But there's dudes hitting, 40 home runs by the All-Star break, which we haven't seen since the steroid era.
Oh, fun fact. I looked it up. For the steroid era in 1999, how many players, Douglas, is according to the New York Times?
31.
31, you think, hit over 500? No, you're actually wrong. 55.
Hit over 500?
Hit over 300. 300.
Oh, okay. You said 5. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, 300 over
55. That. See, that makes sense.
That's crazy. 55 players over 300 in the year 1999. Oof.
Yeah, compared to like 2024. That is crazy to think about that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they do make adjustments. Like, because the year Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown, I think he was batting probably like 333 roughly. So, I mean.
Yeah. It was the year of pitchers, only 7. It's crazy. This year. Yeah.
I mean, you got to think right now. I mean, you have so many elite pitchers. I mean, you have Tariq Skubal just dominating. You've got Paul Skeens. You have there's the list of great pitchers is off the charts right now.
Yeah. Bobby, Witt Jr. was the highest on average for last year, and he was 332.
Yeah.
That was the league average.
Yeah, he's slumping down this season. Sorry,
yeah.
Witt. Can't see Royals.
It is crazy to think about that, but we got our dishonorable mentions right here. So you're picking the Royals. I'm picking.
Who picked the Royals?
Not the Royals. No, I'm sorry. I meant the Colorado Avalanche. Not Avalanche. Rockies. I'm going Rockies, baby. We're going Rockies, baby.
Yeah, the Rockies for this season. Last season's White Sox.
Yeah.
Those are my picks for bottom 2 since 2000. It's crazy that they're back-to-back years.
I'm gonna pick the Tigers and the White Sox. I'm gonna call the Rockies on kind of potential watch alert. We got to watch out. They could slide in there, but for now you got to finish the season.
Like I said, they have 55 games left in the season. If they could win 15 more, if they can win 16 more, they'll have 44 wins. That means they'll have a better winning percentage by 1 game to those Detroit Tigers your gentlemen were mentioning. Sir, who are your bottom 2 here?
Oh, obviously, number 1, Chicago White Sox. That's my number 1. That's my first pick for the bottom of the worst of the worst. And number 2, I changed my mind. I'm going Tigers. We got to get to the Detroit.
Oh, baby.
We got to get to Detroit.
So much Detroit hate today.
Almost.
I did not have the Red Wings on my list, nor did I have the Tigers. I had the Lions, but man, you guys really putting down Detroit.
When you live through it hurts a little bit more, Chris. It hurts a little bit more.
But hey, you guys are on the upside right now, so things possibly could be looking better.
In Dan Campbell we trust. Let's see him on Thursday. Destroy the Chargers in the preseason, baby.
Yeah. Games in Ohio, baby. Hall of Fame game. Kansas in Ohio.
We live for the preseason in Detroit.
All right.
4-0, baby. 3-0, whatever it is.
I will ask this, gentlemen. This is going to be the fun part. Who should be our top one?
The worst of the worst?
The worst of the worst. We got to pick out the worst of the worst, and we pick the top 4.
Wait, what? We gotta go top 4.
So let's see. We had
the top 4 of
we had the Lions, we had the Browns, MLB, we had the White Sox, the Tigers, NHL, we had the Thrashers, the Red Wings, and then NBA we had the 76ers and whoever you guys I think you guys mentioned the Pistons.
So you just pick 4 out of those 8 teams, and we can decide this.
No. Who's the worst of the worst? No, not top 4. Let's go number 1 overall.
I think we're talking enough. I mean, I'm going the Lions, man. I mean, only team with a 0 winning percentage. It was pretty hard to watch.
Can I do my number 1 and number 2? So my number 1.
All right, if you're going to go 2, I'm gonna pick my number 1. Make it short and simple. I'm gonna agree with Doug. The 2008 Detroit Lions. I mentioned it early. I mentioned earlier. I would say the Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns had a lot more close games in the 2017 season than the Lions. Lions were getting blown out.
ESPN didn't even have the 0-16 Lions on their top 5. Like the Browns probably should have been like a 3 or 4 win team that year.
Right. All right, Stuart, who are your bottom 2 of all time? Well, not of all time, since 2000.
I'm going to go with baseball, White Sox all the way. 2024 White Sox. Worst record of all time. Beat out 100 years of trashiness. The bottom of the worst. The worst team of all the century.
Let's go.
Of all this, that's true.
The 100 years.
That's true. Yeah.
And then my number 2, 2017 Browns, just because they went 1-16, and then they went 1-17.
Sure, but that's not. I'm going to disagree with you though, Stuart, because we're talking about individual teams, not franchises.
All right. Just for that, I want to contextualize it.
You can't contextualize. You can't go like we've done one team like one season the whole time. You can't say, and I'm going to include this decade of the Browns.
All right, I'm going to do the whole decade of the Browns. But anyway, gentlemen.
Oh, then I'll just do these past 5 years for the Detroit for the Dallas Cowboys.
How dare you? How dare you? We have at least been a postseason.
I know we're doing since the year 2000, but I went to the 1989 Dallas Cowboys on 1-15.
They were pretty bad. I'm not going to lie.
Ever since Jerry Jones became the owner, this has been a really bad time in Dallas.
We literally been pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. That for any time when I think the Cowboys couldn't get worse, it's like 1-15 Cowboys.
Yeah, 1-15. We've all had stinker years, no doubt.
We all had stinker years. But gentlemen, do you have any final thoughts on this?
Well, final thoughts. Detroit seems they're on the slumps, and now they're turning up the bumps.
I think the city of Detroit needs a championship after all this torture. I didn't realize it would be so featured in this podcast, and I'm kind of triggered by it.
I didn't think we were going to get to oh my God. I didn't even think we were going to do all Detroit teams.
Yeah, I thought maybe
you guys, not me. I had one Detroit team on my list.
I mean,
you guys
I had all the Detroit teams.
Yeah, it's been rough out here.
I had 3 out of 4. So technically, I had 3 out of 4. MLB did not. But anyway, gentlemen, that is it for this podcast. Gentlemen, do you have your seatbelts ready? We got a roller coaster ready?
Click.
Get your handlebars ready.
Go up the hill.
Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, ready for the NFL ride, because we're talking about NFL season for the next 6 months. Woo!
Ooh, go Browns! Ooh.
Yeah, so
dude, I got a present for you for fantasy football season.
We should do that.
Get your mantle ready, Stu. It's coming for you.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna go for the worst teams to the best. So we're gonna start about the AFC South, and then we'll talk about the AFC North, which are going to end, hopefully, with this 4-part series to the Philadelphia Eagles that won the Super Bowl. Please, why? Why?
God
Why
bless
do we have to do
Philadelphia.
this? I don't like this. But we'll start out with the worst team, the Tennessee Titans. So that's going to be fun. And we're going to end it with the Baltimore Ravens. So, as always, gentlemen, I'm going to catch you later, Mr. Gator. So, as always, take care. Bye-bye.